Hello friends! Welcome to KK Readings. Let's read together. Ariel and the Big Baby by Amy Sky Coster, illustrated by Elizabeth Tate. It was an exciting day for Ariel. Whales were going to swim nearby, and she was on her way to see them. When Ariel passed her friend Flounder, he swam along beside her. "Where are you going?" he asked. Ariel knew that if she told Flounder she was going to see the whales, he wouldn't come. Flounder was a little jumpy. "I'm just going for a swim," she said. Around the corner, Ariel and Flounder swam into Sebastian. He and his band were setting up. "You're just in time for a deep sea duet," he told them. Ariel loved to sing, but she didn't want to miss the whales, and so she winked at Flounder, and the two slipped behind a rock. When the coast was clear, they dashed away. At the edge of the reef, Ariel scanned the deep blue sea, but instead of seeing whales, all she saw was the deep blue sea. Slowly, Ariel rose to the surface with Flounder not far behind. "Where are the whales?" Ariel wondered. "They were supposed to be here by now." "Whales?" cried Flounder. "But they're so enormous!" "Oh, don't be such a big baby," said Ariel. Flounder frowned because his feelings were hurt. He began to swim away. Ariel started to follow after him, but suddenly the sea exploded in a burst of bubbles. It was a mama and baby whale. "Now that's a big baby," squeaked Flounder. "Oh, Flounder, I'm sorry I hurt your feelings," said Ariel. "It's okay to be afraid." Just then, Ariel and Flounder heard the most beautiful whale song. The whales were saying goodbye. With a splash, Ariel and Flounder decided to head home and arrived just in time for a deep sea duet. The end. Turning red. Friends are the best. Maylin Lee is 13 years old. She can always count on her best friends. Miriam is funny. She is also clever and loyal to her friends. Abby is spunky. She is full of energy and tough. Priya is quiet, but she's always ready to help her friends. These 4 best friends love to sing and dance together. 3 of them like to admire the cute store clerk. May isn't so sure. But they all love the band for town. They want to go to the Four Towns concert. Then one night, everything changes for May. Ancient magic turns May into a giant, fluffy, red panda. May is upset. Miriam, Priya, and Abby cheer her up. They sing and dance. May's best friends love her no matter what. May calms down. She turns back into a girl. Staying calm keeps the red panda away. May thanks her friends. They have an idea. They will use the red panda to earn money to get 4-town concert tickets. Everyone loves the red panda. May takes photos with her classmates. May and her friends also make red panda items to sell. The friends have fun together. They make a good team. After a lot of hard work, they have enough money for the tickets. They celebrate. Friends are the best. May, Miriam, Abby, and Priya always have each other. The end. Elemental. Better together. Welcome to the Element City. Fire, water, earth, and air people live here as neighbors. Bernie and Cinder are fire people. They moved to the city to start a new life. Ember is Bernie and Cinder's daughter. Her flame burns bright. Ember can use her heat to shape sand into pretty glass. Ember works in her parents' shop. She wants to make them proud. When Ember is upset, her fire changes. Whenever she gets angry, she explodes. This is Wade. He is a one person who lives in the water district. Wade cries when he is happy. He cries when he is sad. This is Claude. He is an earth person. Earth people can grow plants on their bodies. Fern is also an earth person. He works at City Hall. Carl is an air person. Air people can float and even fly. Luz plays airball. Airball is a fun game. Wade visits Ember. He eats some cold nuts. The cold nuts are too hot for a water person. Ember is not sure that different elements can be friends. But Wade wants to be Ember's friend. He takes her to Mineral Lake. He shows her how he can make a rainbow. Ember's flame changes. Wade and Ember see that amazing things happen when different elements come together. They learn to trust each other. Ember and Wade become friends. Element City is a place for everyone. The end. A visit to Whisker Haven. Welcome to the Whisker Haven Palace. Miss Featherbone would like to give you a tour. She'll even introduce you to some of the pets of the kingdom. Cuddly Cute Dreamy is the sleepiest kitten in the kingdom. But don't worry, you won't startle her. She's woken from her catnap just in time to say hello. I just had the weirdest dream, she says mid-yawn. Barry can hear you coming from far away. That's how good her hearing is. She's just finished baking some delicious blueberry pie and can't wait to serve up slices for all her royal friends. "It's very sweet," she promises. "You've made it just in time for Pumpkin's next performance. She's a proper pup, and she dances beautifully. Just watch her twirl. If you stick around, maybe she'll even let you join the fun." "Time for a dance party," she says. And there's Treasure by the pool, of course. She loves being near the water and is always looking for a new thrill. If you'd like to explore the kingdom, Treasure would be so excited to be your guide. "Adventure ahoy!" she shouts. Look how high Petite can jump. She's smart and strong, and she lives to roam. She might let you tag along on her next adventure, or even borrow a book. "Knee-highs!" she neighs. Miss Featherbon hopes you've enjoyed your tour of kingdom, and it looks like the palace pets were thrilled to have you visit. Come back soon. Whisker Haven will be waiting. The end. Caillou loves his daddy. Family Times series. Caillou was curious. He wanted to know how he was born. "Please tell me," Caillou begged his daddy. Daddy explained, "I was very much in love with Mummy, and we wanted to have a baby. One day you arrived." "Tell me more," said Caillou. Daddy continued, "When you were born, I was really happy. Our eyes were the same color. We were like two peas in a pod." Caillou smiled. "Then what?" asked Caillou. Daddy remembered. "You smelled so good. You loved it when I picked you up. You snuggled your little head into my shoulder." Caillou looked very pleased. That evening, Caillou asked his daddy to show him the photo album. Daddy got the album and showed him a picture. "Look, Caillou, that's you when you were a baby," said Daddy. Caillou laughed. He looked so small. "I was little too before I became a daddy." "You were a baby?" Caillou asked. Daddy said, "And when you grow up, you can be a daddy too. But you'll always be my daddy?" Caillou asked nervously. "Of course," Daddy assured Caillou. The next morning, Mummy asked Caillou to wear his overalls. Caillou refused. He wanted to wear a pair of pants and his new belt. Mommy was puzzled. "I want to dress like Daddy," Caillou explained. Caillou was very proud to look like his daddy. He went all over the house, carrying a little suitcase full of toys. Caillou was very busy, just like Daddy. Today, Caillou was happy. Daddy gave him a rake to help rake the leaves. Caillou put on a hat to protect himself from the wind, just like Daddy. Grandpa came to help rake leaves. Grandpa, you're wearing a hat too, said Caillou. Grandpa gave Caillou a kiss. That tickles, laughed Caillou. You know, Caillou, explained Daddy. Grandpa is my daddy. Caillou was upset. No, he's my grandpa, mine. Grandpa smiled and said, Caillou, I'll always be your grandpa. You see, Caillou, added Daddy, I'm your daddy, but I also have a daddy. Caillou looked at him and said, when I grow up, I'm going to be a daddy too. The End. You Are Kind by Michael Jordan, illustrated by Lex Lauren. One morning, Mom told Josh they could not go to the park to play. I have lots of errands to run, so we have a busy day. I don't mind at all, Mama. I'll be your helper, Josh said. You are so kind, Mom smiled and kissed him on his head. As Josh sat in a special seat in the back seat of the car, Mom said, our first stop is in the dry cleaners. It's not very far. Josh was quiet as they drove, and then asked, what does kind mean? Is it something you be or something you do? Can kind be seen? Lots of great questions, Josh. Kindness can be many things, Mom said. Before I answer, let me give you an example instead. At the dry cleaners, Mom and Josh walked toward the store. A lady with a stroller was struggling with the door. Mom held it open so the lady and her baby could get through. Holding doors for others, Mom said, is a kind thing to do. Doing things for others makes the world a nicer place to be. Helping is an act of kindness. It's something you can see. When they left the dry cleaners, Mom searched in her purse for her keys and walked straight into a lady that she didn't see. Oh dear, I'm so sorry, Mom said, her face turning red. When you make a mistake, Josh, it's kind to apologize, she said. Mom pulled into the parking lot where they would get groceries. Josh, would you like to push the cart? It would be very helpful to me. I would, but I don't think I'm very strong enough. Josh said with a sign. You can do anything you put your mind to. Just give it a try. Josh pushed it all the way to the door and felt full of pride. I knew you could do it, Mom said as Josh pushed the cart inside. Giving encouragement is an act of kindness all of us need. When we're struggling, it can be the thing that helps us succeed. Inside, Josh helped a little boy who tripped and hurt his knee. I helped him, Mom, because I'd want the same if that happened to me. That's empathy you are feeling, Josh. It's kindness too. You used your imagination and found a helpful thing to do. Later, Mom said, always take care of yourself. Do what's good for you. It's important to be kind to others and to yourself too. Forgive yourself when you're not the person you want to be. That's an important act of kindness. It will keep you happy. At home, the family posted sticky notes on the kitchen door. They filled their notes with all the things they were thankful for. Mom said, we'll add it to whenever we have something new. Expressing gratitude to each other is an act of kindness too. The End.
The Classroom Play. Story by Jenny Gills. Illustrations by Naomi Carolyn Lewis. Miss Hill looked at the children in her class. She said to Emma, "You can be Little Red Riding Hood in our play." Emma smiled at her brother Matthew, who was sitting beside her. "I hope I can be the big bad wolf," said Matthew. But Miss Hill picked Sam to be the wolf. Matthew was not happy. Miss Hill said, "You can take your books home and practice the play. The children from room 10 will be coming to see it in the morning." After school, Emma took her book out of her bag. Then she said, "Can you help me practice the play, Matthew?" But Matthew was still not feeling very happy. "I wanted to be the wolf," he said. "Oh, please, Matthew," said Emma. "I need you to help me." Matthew took the book and started to read. Then he ran out of the room. Emma watched him go. Matthew came back with a floppy white hat on his head. He had a blanket too. He lay down and pulled the blanket up to his chin. "I'm the wolf in Grandma's bed," he said. Emma started to laugh. The twins practiced the play together. Matthew liked being the wolf. He jumped off the couch and chased Emma around the room. The blanket fell off him, but he still had the floppy hat on him. Emma laughed so much that she couldn't talk. When the twins got to school the next morning, Miss Hill said, "We can't do the play today. Sam isn't coming to school, so we don't have a wolf. I'm sorry, children." Emma said, "Matthew can be the wolf. He helped me with the play last night. He was a good wolf." The children loved the play. They cheered when Matthew jumped up and chased Emma around the classroom. Everyone said that Matthew was a very good wolf. The end.
Gossi by Olivier Dunria. This is Gossi. Gossi is a gosling. A small yellow gosling who likes to wear bright red boots every day. She wears them when she eats. She wears them when she sleeps. She wears them when she rides. She wears them when she hides. But what Gossi really loves is to wear her bright red boots when she goes for walks every day. She walks backward. She walks forward. She walks uphill. She walks downhill. She walks in the rain. She walks in the snow. Gossi loves to wear her bright red boots every day. One morning, Gossi could not find her bright red boots. She looked everywhere, under the bed, over the wall, in the barn, under the hens. Gossi looked and looked for her bright red boots. They were gone. Gossi was heartbroken. Then she saw them. They were walking on someone else's feet. "Great boots," said Gertie. Gossi smiled. Gossi is a gosling, a small yellow gosling who likes to wear bright red boots almost every day. The end. Gloria Porridge, a fun story from Africa by Elizabeth Laird and Toby Newsom. Gloria was making porridge. Her cat was watching her. "I like porridge," he said, winding his tail around Gloria's legs. "Well, I'm sorry, cat, but you can't have any," said Gloria. "I'm hungry and I'm going to eat it all myself." The porridge took a long time to cook. "It's too sticky," said Gloria. "It needs more water." She picked up her bucket and ran down to the stream to get some water. The cat crept up to the porridge pot. It looks very good, he thought. I'll just lick a bit of the spoon. The porridge tastes so delicious that he ate some more, and then a bit more, and a bit more. After that, until all the porridge was gone. Soon, Gloria came back from the stream with her bucket of water. "Oh, what's this?" she cried. "My porridge pot is empty." The cat was washing the porridge off his whiskers. "You see, it was like this, Gloria," he began to explain. But Gloria wouldn't listen. She frowned and shook her spoon at him. The cat was scared of Gloria's spoon. He ran out of the house with a loud meow and jumped onto the back of the donkey who was having a nap underneath the tree. "Meow! Ee-oh-oh-ah, you're tickling me," laughed the donkey, and he began to frisk about all over the place, shaking the tree till the leaves all rustled. Up in the tree, the bees in the beehive were busy making honey. "Why is everything shaking?" they hummed. Buzz, they buzzed. They flew down out of the tree and zoomed about in a panic. The hen was laying out her corn on a mat to dry. "Squawk, squawk, cluck, cluck," she cackled. "Here come the bees. What if they sting me?" She flapped her wings in fright, scattering her corn everywhere. "Oh, what a fuss! Oh, what a bother!" Gloria was shouting, and the cat was meowing, and the donkey was braying, and the bees were buzzing, and the hen was clucking. The fox was passing by. "What's going on here?" she asked. Everyone stopped and looked at each other. "The bees frightened me and made me flap my wings," said the hen, "and my corn flew about all over the place, and now I've got to pick it up again." "We didn't mean to scare the hen," said the bees, "but the tree started shaking, so we flew out of our beehive." "I shook the tree," said the donkey. "The cat tickled me and made me laugh and jump about." "I was running away from Gloria," said the cat. "I was scared because she was shaking her spoon at me." "Yes, because you ate all my porridge," said Gloria. "But I'd been chasing mice for you," said the cat, "so I was hungry too." "Never mind all that," said the fox. "What are you going to do now?" Everyone looked at each other. "I'll go back to picking up my corn," said the hen. "And we got our honey to look after," said the bees. I need another nap," said the donkey. "I'll say sorry to Gloria," said the cat, "because I ate up all the porridge." "And I'll say sorry too," said Gloria, "because I was too greedy to give any to my cat." So off went the hen and the bees and the donkey and Gloria, who made another pot of porridge. When it was cooked, she gave some to the cat, who wasn't quite full. And after they'd eaten it all up, they sat down under the tree for a rest. And the cat climbed on to Gloria's knee, and she stroked and stroked him, and everyone fell fast asleep. But the fox just smiled a clever smile and went on her way. The end. How to Catch Santa Claus by Alice Walstead and Andy Elkerton. It was the night before Christmas, and all through the house the children have set traps and not for a mouse. This makes sense to me. Yes, I understand why. I'm a holiday legend with reindeer that fly. As much as I want to stay for a while, I have stops around the world tonight. I'd love to talk to each child there is, but these toys need home by daylight. You're all so smart and clever, and the traps do look fun, but I can't get too distracted. There's a lot of work to be done. I love Christmas flowers. They grow at the North Pole, but I don't need to take these. It's time for me to roll. The tree looks so festive and cozy in this nook. The room is all decked out, but an odd place to put a book. Hope the presents bring joy. I've added gifts to each list because surprises are important. I call it my gift checklist twist. I bet no one knows about the magic key that I don't show. I can walk from house to house, to come in and then to go. The trap fooled the reindeer and elf. You don't get to smirk. Other plots are snagged you. I hope kids don't know this works. We've got to keep moving, but I will pause for a snack. Can't sit in the chair, thought. There's a toy sack to unpack. Those cookies were good, and no traps did I spy. Time to call the sleigh team. We're almost ready to fly. Oh my, this is impressive. It must have taken hours. But if I'm being honest, I prefer the trap of flowers. There's one thing that's true. These toys go under the tree. I just can't see how to do that. So I'm sending you and not me. How did we get out, you asked. It looked like we were done for. Santa's magic is very real, and I cannot reveal more. I love this visit, but I'm done here tonight. I'll be back next year. Time to fly out of sight. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. It's Christmas Eve. I'm almost there. I know you hatched a plan. So when you hear my ho ho ho, try to catch me if you can. The end. When I Am Angry. Written by Michael Gordon. Illustrated by Max Lauren. As you may or may not know, it's not fun feeling mad. It's even worse when you're angry with your mom or your dad. So, when anger comes around and wants to ruin your day, get rid of it fast so you can continue to play. For the most part, Josh was sweet and as fun as can be, except when he lost his temper, which was often, you see. Today's anger mood started just after morning play. Josh wanted cake before lunch, but his mom said, "No way!" Josh started to breathe heavily, his heart beating fast. He gritted his teeth and hoped the feeling wouldn't last. Mom taught Josh a trick to stop anger from ruining his day. Pretend anger is a ball and throw that ball far away. Josh threw 3 big balls of anger as far as he could. Before long, It was all gone and Josh was feeling good. He sat down and ate lunch and had cake when he was done. Mom was proud that Josh had battled his anger and won. When Josh was at the park with his sister later that day, they saw a black and white cat that Mom said was a stray. Josh wanted to keep the cat and take it home with them all. When Mom said no, Josh got angry. He threw an anger ball. Although it made him feel better, he was still really mad. So his sister suggested a trick she learned from their dad. Dad said when you feel so angry that you just want to shout, take a deep breath, count to 4, and then let it all out. 1, 2, 3, 4. This worked well for Josh. Soon he was back enjoying his day, until he was in the front yard later, trying to play. Some big boys were heading to the park to play the sun. Josh wanted to go with them. He thought it would be fun. Dad said Josh wasn't big enough to leave his parents' sight. Josh felt angry. He clenched his fist and his chest felt tight. He tried all the tricks but couldn't manage it alone. So Dad breathed with him until he could do it on his own. The next day, while out shopping, Josh wanted a new toy. When Mom said, "Not today," he became an angry little boy. He yelled, cried, kicked, and stomped. He made a huge scene in the store. Mom took him out quickly and set him on the floor. They took lots of deep breaths and made balls of anger to throw. Josh threw a lot of balls before his anger started to go. "It's fun to be angry," Mom said, "but don't let it ruin your day. I'm proud of how you calmed down by sending anger away." The end. Encanto. Family is everything. This is Mirabel Madrigal. She is kind and funny, and she loves her family. Her family lives in a magical home named Casita. Mirabel has 2 older sisters. Luisa is strong. Isabella can make flowers. She is perfect. She and Mirabel do not get along. Mirabel is the only one who does not have a magical gift. Her mom worries that she feels left out. Mirabel is still special. Abiola looks out for the family and the magic of Casita. One night, Mirabel overhears Abiola. Abiola says the magic of Casita is dying. Bruno is Mirabel's uncle. He can see the future. He saw the magic dying. Mirabel thinks Luisa knows about Bruno's vision. But Luisa is upset. Everyone wants her help. Mirabel listens to Luisa. Luisa feels better. She tells Mirabel to check Bruno's tower for the missing vision. Mirabel finds the pieces of Bruno's vision she's at the center. Mirabel finds Bruno hiding inside Casita. Bruno finishes his vision. It shows her and Isabella. Mirabel needs to embrace her sister. Isabella tells Mirabel that being perfect is hard. She makes a cactus. There is more to her than pretty flowers. Casita cracks. Abuela says Mirabel is causing the magic to die, but Mirabel says it is Abuela's fault. Abuela expects too much. Casita falls apart. Abuela finds Mirabel by the river. Abuela is sorry. It's her fault, not Mirabel's. Abuela says Mirabel sees the best in the family. They rebuild Casita. The magic returns. The family madrigal is closer than ever. The end. Fox Gives Thanks. Written by Erin Rose Wadge. Illustrated by John Badgett. Stepping softly through the wood, there comes a fuzzy fox. She crunches fallen leaves and hops along the mossy rocks. Winter's on its way, thinks Fox. I'll need to fill my tummy. So I will stuff this sack with any food I find that's yummy. In the meadow, fresh and sweet, Fox sniffs some juicy berries. She spots some tasty acorns too, and picks all she can carry. This food will keep me fed, thinks Fox. Through winter, cold and long, then she turns back toward the wood, whistling a winter song. Scratch. As Fox walks home, she meets a clever hedgehog by a brook. He is busy counting feathers, and Fox stops to have a look. Why, Hedgehog, Fox declares, I'd be home fast as fast can be if my sack were just as light as these feathers. 1, 2, 3. Fox ambles on and comes across a mighty caribou. She holds pumpkins with her antlers and some toadstools, red and blue. Oh, caribou, says Fox, I wish that I were big and strong. Although my heavy sack feels lighter as I walk along. When Fox stops next, she meets a brown squirrel digging in the ground, and close to Squirrel sits a heap of acorns he has found. Squirrel, my friend, says Fox, the hole seems damp and unprotected. My trusty sack is the safest place for acorns I've collected. Soon Fox hears a soft kerplunk and says, what can that be? She gazes up and spies a raccoon resting in a tree. Hello, raccoon, says Fox. Have you dropped something that you need? She shakes her head, so Fox treads on, pleased with her good deed. By the time Fox reaches home, the moon is in the sky. She finds her sack is strangely light, then heaves a heavy sigh. My food has fallen out, thinks Fox. My day has been waste. Not one acorn nor one berry, not one teensy taste. Suddenly, Fox hears a knocking at her door. Her friends are here with all the food she dropped, plus even more. Welcome, friends, she says. Will you gather around my table as my way of giving thanks? Please eat all you are able. The end. Friendship by Helen Mortimer and Christina Trapanez. Fun. When friends get together, there is always lots of laughing and giggling. This is fun. Belonging. When we join in with friends, it helps us to feel that we belong. Respect. We are all unique. Through friendship, we can accept each other and respect our differences. Taking care. You need to look after your friends, and you also need to look after your friendships. That's now very nice. It's okay to fall out, but it's important to make up again afterwards. Sorry. Share. Share memories, ideas, and time with your friends. And don't forget to share treats too. Be loyal. True friends know that they will always stand by each other. I can lean on you, and I can rely on you. Honesty. If you are open and honest with your friends, they will know the real you. Show. Remember to show your friendship with a wave, a smile, or a high five. Friends forever! Listen. We trust our friends and feel safe telling them everything. Listen, do you want to know a secret? Encourage. Sometimes friends need help to face new challenges. A good friend is always kind. You're brilliant at doing tricks. Don't be nervous. Friendship. Be friendly. Make friends and keep friendships. The end. Bird in a Cage. Illustrated by Nivong Singsakkaun. There was a boy who lived in the woods. His name was Ben, and he loved birds. He loved it when they sang. He loved it so much he knew all of their songs. His dad got Ben a new bird each day. He went to the woods with a cage. His dad first got a few and then got some more. Then all of the birds were in a cage. One day, Ben saw that his new birds did not want to sing. Ben felt sad. Ben went to give them food, but they did not want it. His sad mood grew. Ben asked his dad to let the birds go. His dad knew the birds were sad too. They went with the birds to the woods. They first let a few out and then more. All the birds flew up in the sky, up and free. They sang once more. Ben loves it when birds sing. He knew they were not sad. They were free. The end. What Will I Be? By Francis Dickley and Lucy Fleming. When you start imagining, there's nothing you can't be. Will you be a pirate on a quest across the sea? An engineer with plans and tools, inventing flying cars? Or blast off like an astronaut and soar among the stars? Your dreams can be enormous, even though you might be small. You just need to believe you can be anything at all. Daddy shoes are perfect for a silly circus clown. You tippy-toe on the tightrope, and you cartwheel upside down. You take to the trapeze with ease, but ooh, you nearly fall. Hear the roar! The crowd wants more. The greatest show of all. Then with a whiz, you super kids, the bravest of the bunch, here to save the day before he even had your lunch, leaping through the living room and storming up the stairs, or battling the baddies with your trusty team of bears. Look at all these boxes. It's a treasure trove in here. You snip and stick a scribble. You invented engineers, robots, cars, and dinosaurs. There's nothing you can't do with a great imagination and a cardboard box or two. On an expedition, as you soar above the town, you loop the loop in circles and you zigzag upside down, orbiting the planet. Then, meow! We have a winner. But can you race the dragons and be home in time for dinner? Stop! It's an emergency. We need a doctor. Quick! Rabbit has the chicken pox and Daddy's feeling sick. Don't forget the bandages and Mommy's magic soap. Can you hear the heartbeat with your special stethoscope? A band of ace adventurers explore the forest floor as you scour the ancient marshlands on a hunt for dinosaurs. Now gather up those fossil bones as quickly as you can. These could be the greatest finds since history began. Look! What's that? A fierce cat, prowling through the leaves. This one called for jungle hero, swinging through the trees. Now creep across the garden. Shh! You mustn't make a sound. Camouflage and quiet as you crawl along the ground. But wait! The sound of footsteps. It's the mighty king and queen. They march you up the stairs and say, "It's time to get you clean." But you're the jolly jester and you try to make Mom laugh, making funny faces as you climb into the bath. Your Captain Salty Seahorse with your crew of pirates ducks. You're sailing through the soapsuds, but avast, me hearties, look! You see the mighty whale winking one enormous eye. Then he flicks you with his tail. Splash! You wash up high and dry. Snug and warm and reading of the places you could go, when suddenly you're racing with your huskies through the snow. You meet a yeti splurting on spaghetti in the ice, and though she looks quite frightening, she's really very nice. You climb into your spaceship, then you stare out at the stars, and vroom, in a rocket on a mission straight to Mars. Then Martians have a party and they ask if you can come, but you zoom back down to Earth because it's time for bed, says Mom. Come on, brave explorer, snuggle and unsnuggle tight. It's time to say, I love you, as you're turning out the light. No matter where you've been today, or when, or why, or who, when you're huddled in a cuddle, all you need to be is you. And as you fall asleep, all the pretending disappears. Then suddenly there's nowhere you would rather be than here. Today has been a whirlwind ride of rockets, capes, and wings. But tomorrow is another day. Who knows what it might bring? So let your dreams be endless, even though you're very small. You just need to believe you can be anything at all. When you start imagining, there's nothing you can't be. The end. Santa's Lost Reindeer by Rachel Hills and Ramesh Ram. It was the night before Christmas, the night just before, when good old Saint Nicholas showed up at my door. He knocked and knocked, then pounded and pounded. That jolly old man with a belly so rounded, from cookies and milk and all sorts of goodies, that he gobbled down quickly while warming his footies. He flung the door open, bashed into the wall, and there Santa stood, trying hard not to fall. He was gasping for breath and gripping the wall. The new reindeer's the one who's to blame for it all. That foolish deer fled. He was spooked by a jet. I'm sorry to say, I'm just very upset. And to my dismay, I just have to say that even old Santa can have a bad day. I'm trying new deer. See, my last team got old. They said they were tired. They said they were cold. They said their backs ached and their eyesight was failing. They gripped and they grumbled because they were ailing. I've a new leading deer. He is a young fellow. He's clever and fast, and his nose shines bright yellow. But we've lost this new guy when our sled took a dive. Now I need some real help from a big four-wheel drive. I'm afraid Bucky's lost somewhere out in the cold. And for tracking down reindeer, I'm getting too old. I was hoping you'd help me to find my large pet. There are many deliveries we haven't made yet. I'm afraid he's still learning and might be in trouble. I must hurry to find him. So, quick, on the double. So the rest of us climbed in the truck super quick. There was Mom and myself and good old Saint Nick. Inside our garage, the 8 reindeer stayed warm, while we all froze our bums in a giant snowstorm. Santa said we will find him, even though it is night. After all, on the end of his nose is a light. We went to find Bucky with his bright yellow glow. We hoped it would shine through the blizzarding snow. We traveled for miles on the slick winter road. It was snowing and blowing, and ever so cold. Then we finally saw, through the black of the night, a set of great antlers and a shining bright light. They stood our poor Bucky, incredibly lost, and so cold that his coat was all covered with frost. Santa stepped from the truck onto white, crispy snow. He said, "Oh, I'm so glad to see Bucky's bright glow." "Come, Bucky," called Santa. "Come, Bucky. Come, boy." Both Bucky and Santa were filled with great joy. But Bucky was cold, frozen right to the bone. "We must warm him," Mom said. "Then let's get him home." So into the truck went the frozen reindeer, while down Santa's cheek led a warm, joyful tear. We took Bucky home and told him right out. Then Santa's team left to continue their route. Before Santa left, as he started to go, he looked at me, saying, "I want you to know I really love Bucky. He's such a good dear. When he disappeared, I had so much to fear." I think Bucky's happy to give me a scare. If a deer has 9 lives, he's got no more to spare. Thank you for helping me find him tonight. Thank you for helping make everything right. Santa stopped and he paused. He said nothing more. He walked right on past me and rushed out the door. Then as quick as he left, he came running back in, with presents piled all the way up to his chin. Santa carried the presents to our Christmas tree and spread them all out for my family and me. The time had then come for old Santa to go. He headed outside into white, swirling snow. Then into the night, Santa left with his dear. "Merry Christmas to all," was what I could hear. I stared up at the sky on the dark, snowy night. I saw it! Oh, yes! There goes Bucky's bright light. The end. I Choose to Work Hard by Elizabeth Estrada. I choose to work hard in everything that I do. I don't work because others ask me. I just work hard because I want to. Working hard feels good. I like practicing my music and art. I get a feeling of accomplishment, especially when I do things from the heart. I like to do my morning chores, feeding the dog and making my bed. I feel happy to take care of these tasks, even before my mother says. I choose to work hard, to study and do well in school, because learning about the world is really, really cool. At school, I tidy my desk so I can easily find my books. I can carefully keep them in order and hang my backpack on the hooks. Before long, the bell rings. I can't wait to work hard in class. so that when I take tests, I can do better than pass. After the day is done, it's time to return home. I help with chores around the house, even if I'm doing it alone. I choose to help around the house because I live there too. Helping means it gets done faster. Afterwards, there are fun things we can do. Before I go play with my friends, I make sure my homework is all done. I know finishing my work will allow me have more fun. Sure, there are days I don't want to, when I want to go outside instead. Or even days when I want to do nothing and just curl up in my bed. But then I remember how nice it feels to accomplish and feel pride. Knowing that I work hard brings me happiness deep inside. I choose to work hard to make myself proud as can be. To feel those happy feelings that live inside of me. The end. Ali's haircut, illustrated by Fatima Zara. Ali finds a picture of her mom when she was younger. In the picture, she has short hair and a big smile. Ali thinks her mom looks so pretty. She wants a haircut to look pretty too. Ali gets out her pair of craft scissors. She has never cut her own hair before, but she is sure she will look fine. Snip, snip, snip. Ali thinks she's done. She finds a mirror and takes a look. But when she sees herself, Ali hates her new haircut. She thinks it is horrid. She wants to get long hair again, but she does not know how. Ali looks around the house. She finds a bowl of noodles. Maybe they will make her pretty. No, and now her head is wet. Ali tries some beans. Maybe they will be her new long hair. No, and now her head is all stinky. Ali tries a bowl of spinach. Maybe this will be her new haircut. No, and now her head is itchy. Ali does not want her family to see her awful haircut. She hides under a table. Ali, come out of there, says her mom. Ali's mom picks her up and takes her to the couch. You are pretty all the time, she says. But I know what will make you look even better. She gives Ali a hairband. Ali looks in the mirror. The headband is so pretty. Maybe short hair is not so bad after all. But next time, she will ask her mom to cut it. The end. How to Catch the Easter Bunny by Adam Wallace and Andy Elkerton. I've been working long and hard with all my peeps and crew. We've made the eggs, and now I'm here to bring them all to you. My real name's a secret. My friends call me Evie. My special job means I must hide my true identity. Yes, I'm the Easter Bunny, and I'm coming to your home. If you have Easter spirit, then you just might see me roam. This first trap is quite simple, just carrots on a plate. I'm lightning fast. To catch me, you'll need some better bait. A hole that's covered by a tug will never cause me strife. Have you forgotten what I am? Water wings, my life. Now this is much more like it. A fully lit dance floor. I'll do a little hip hop, then dash behind the door. This next trap is quite clever, made by brilliant engineers, but it's hard to catch a bunny who has supersonic ears. You want to catch me for my eggs and magic basket too? But I've been hiding Easter trees since 1682. This trap nearly gets me, but check out all my hops. Watch me dodge the flying fish and cherry yogurt pops. I switch my size from 2 feet tall to something small and gray. Your Easter spirit is so strong. You see me right away. I leave so many Easter treats. No children will be sad. But when they see that I've escaped, they'll all be hopping mad. The Bunny Tumbler 2.0 sure takes me for a spin, but I've got lucky rabbit's feet. I know I'll always win. With all the treats delivered, to children big and small, I've got one special stop to make to my favorite kid of all. See you next year. You've been waiting all year long. Now Easter's here at last. You can try your best to catch me, but you know that I'm too fast. The end. Dino Easter by Lisa Wheeler, illustrated by Barry Gott. As winter snow melts into spring, froggies croak and robins sing. Soon there'll be a holiday, Dino Easter, on its way. Wheels of flowers reach for sun. Triceratops can choose just one. Crocus, lily, tulip too, blossoming in every hue. Compy picks a bright bouquet, a centerpiece for Easter Day. Easter eggs are Diplo's thing. He covers them with lots of bling. His home is filled with paints and dyes, brushes, inks, and craft supplies. He welcomes everyone in town. A painting party, come on down. The eggs are boiled, cooled, and dried. Next, the color is applied. Stego wants to work with stencils. Aloe favors waxy pencils. Mimney makes her own designs, rainbow hearts and wavy lines. T-Rex struggles with the task. He gets some help if he just asks. Eggs are Raptor's favorite treat. He decided to peel and eat. Raptor, no! The paint is still wet. It's not time for eating yet. Over at the local farm, there's excitement in the barn. Baby ducks are newborn sheep. Fluffy chicks say peep, peep, peep. As little critters sing out loud, Farmer Mimney is so proud. Dino kids all come to see the babes in her menagerie. Measora heads outside. With Easter eggs she needs to hide. 2 dinos follow by her side. Yesotosaurus, Raptor, too. She tells her helpers what to do. Place them here, tuck them there, in bushes, trees, and everywhere. They each take baskets. Off they go, hiding treasures high and low. But eggs are Raptor's favorite treat. He takes a break to peel and eat. Raptor, no, that's not the way. You cannot eat the eggs today. Up on the hill, for all to see, there stands a candy factory. It's owned by Patty's Uncle Greer, a very famous chocolatier. He offers creamed eggs, bunnies too, and truffles filled with chocolate goo. The yummy samples are the best. The Terror Twins are both a mess. At the Dino Clothing Shop, carts are filled up to the top. T-Rex buys a fancy suit. Aloe looks for something cute. Stego scans the pretty toys. He wanted Hugh to match his eyes. The dresses come in every shade, just right for the Dino Easter Parade. Look at all those fancy hats. And who's that guy in tails and spats? He hands out candy from his pail. Must be Peter Clopertail. Although Tricera loves his greens, today he asks for jelly beans. But this day is not quite done. They all head for eggy fun. It's time for hunting high and low. On your mark, get ready, set, go! Diplo finds one in a tree. The pterodactyl twins spot 3. Patchy has to use her head to find one in the garden shed. Compy gets a big surprise. He hugs an egg that's twice his size. But eggs are Raptor's favorite treat. He can't wait to peel and eat. He thought about them day and night. Go ahead, Raptor, take a bite. He eats the egg, then gobbles more. A dozen shells lie on the floor. Oh no, I think it's me sore. Raptor wants to eat no more. The hunt is over. Easter ends. The dinos had such fun with friends. And as the Easter chocolate melts, it makes them think of something else. They dream about the sweetest time, when they'll share Dino Valentines. Hippity hoppity hooray! Dino Easter is on the way. The end. Peppa's Easter egg hunt. It is springtime. Peppa is going to do something very exciting today. Grandpa Pig made an Easter egg hunt for Peppa and her friends. There are lots of chocolate eggs hidden in the garden. says Grandpa Pig. Are you ready to find them? Yes, Grandpa Pig, everyone says. Off you go then, says Grandpa Pig. But be careful not to step on my plants. We promise to be really careful, Grandpa, says Peppa. Peppa soon finds an egg hidden in a plant pot. I found one, shouts Peppa. Rebecca Rabbit finds an egg under a bush, and Freddy Fox finds another in a wheelbarrow. Everyone has a chocolate egg except for Richard. I wonder where the other eggs are, says Grandpa Pig. Grandpa Pig puts his hat on Richard's head. When he picks it up again, a chocolate egg appears underneath, like magic. Now Richard has an egg too. So, what do we do now, Grandpa Pig? Asks Rebecca Rabbit. You eat your egg, of course, laughs Grandpa Pig. Ha ha ha. Did you enjoy your Easter egg hunt, children? Asked Granny Pig. We found all the chocolate eggs, says Peppa. They're in our tummies now, adds Freddy Fox. Good, says Granny Pig. Now let's go and see our chickens, Jemina, Sarah, and Neve. They have a special surprise. But they're just boring chickens, Granny, says Peppa. They're not special. They have eggs too, Peppa, says Granny Pig. Can we eat them? Asks Freddy Fox. No, Freddy, laughs Granny Pig. The eggs are about to hatch. The baby chicks are hatching. There are 3. Cheep, cheep. Now that the chicks have hatched, it really is Easter, says Granny Pig. Peppa and her friends pretend to be baby chicks. They all sing, I'm a little chick, singing cheep, cheep, cheep. I like to pick up food with my beak, beak, beak. I've a fluffy yellow head and some straw from my bed, and I jump up and down, singing cheep, cheep, cheep. The end. Snow White and the Three Giants by Cherry Gosling, illustrated by Jordi Munciao Planas. Since meeting the dwarfs long ago, Snow White knew the path to their cottage well. But one day, because she was busy talking to the wood-like creatures, she took a wrong turn. She arrived at a very different cottage instead. At first, Snow White didn't notice, but she stepped inside. Oh my! Snow White exclaimed. Instead of a neat row of 7 little chairs, she saw 3 enormous chairs. Instead of a cozy kitchen she knew so well, a fire roared and crackled in an enormous hearth. Just then, Snow White discovered the enormous dining table. The ground began to shake. Oh no, she gasped. With a groan, the door opened, and in came 3 of the tallest people Snow White had ever seen. They lumbered straight toward her. What should I do now? thought Snow White. Snow White cleared her throat and stepped into view. "Excuse me," she said. The giant jumped back in surprise. "I'm sorry," Snow White continued. "I let myself in by mistake." "Oh," said the largest giant, "you scared us. We don't get visitors often." "But now that you're here," said the least big giant, "you should join us for dinner." The least big giant helped her climb up on his chair. "You'll need some cushions," he said. "And here is a small plate and glass," said the middle-sized giant. "Thank you," said Snow White. "You're all so kind." The next day, Snow White told the dwarfs about her adventures. "Giants?" stammered Bashful. Sleepy yawned. "Aren't they dangerous?" "Not at all," Snow White said. "Don't trust them," Grumpy said. "You can't trust anyone that tall." "But I'm taller than you," Snow White said. "Well, you'll just have to meet them." Back at the castle, Snow White addressed 10 party invitations and made a list of the delicious food she'd make. All she needed now was a game to get everyone laughing. On the day of the party, Snow White announced, "We're going to play Snap. I'll point out something about me, and if it's true for you, shout Snap, and then it's someone else's turn." "Oh, I love games like this," chuckled Duck. "Here we go," said Snow White, thinking for a moment. "I have 2 eyes." "Snap!" yelled the dwarfs. "Snap!" yelled the giants. Snow White turned to Bashful, who was up next. "I have 2 ears." "Snap!" called the dwarfs. "Snap!" called the giants. It was the largest giant's turn. "I have 1 nose." "Snap!" shouted the dwarfs. "Snap!" shouted the giants. "I guess we have a lot in common after all," Grumpy muttered. "Yes, you do," said Snow White. "And there's one more thing you have in common. You are all my friends." The End. Tangled Ever After. Rapunzel's Wedding Day. One beautiful morning, in a distant kingdom, everyone was excited about a very special occasion. Princess Rapunzel was getting married to Flynn Rider. As friends and family waited for Rapunzel to walk down the aisle, Max, the proud ring-bearer horse, and Pascal, the official flower chameleon, led the way. Pascal happily threw petals from his bouquet as they walked. At the altar, Rapunzel and Flynn were as joyful as could be. As the ceremony began, it seemed to be the perfect wedding. Suddenly, a flower petal fell on Max's nose. Max gave a tremendous sneeze, and the wedding rings went flying. The rings bounced out a side door, across the roof, and into the courtyard below. Max and Pascal followed close behind. The 2 friends had to get the rings back. All along the kingdom streets, vendors had set up their wares in preparation for the wedding celebration. The pair of rings bounced past a dress cart and a makeup cart. Max was so focused on capturing the rings that he crashed right into the carts. Dresses, shoes, hats, and makeup flew everywhere. When he emerged from the mess, Max was wearing a little bit of everything. Max nodded with surprise. Just then he spotted a glint of gold under one of the carts. It was one of the wedding rings. Meanwhile, Pascal had followed the other ring as it bounced onto a floating lantern. Pascal grabbed the lantern just as it was released into the sky. After a hectic chase through the air, Pascal finally reached for the wedding ring, just as it bounced off the lantern and onto the claw of a flying dove. Max and Pascal had to get the wedding ring back from the dove. As the bird flew higher, Max galloped over to a clothesline, stretched it back, and flung himself and his little friend high into the air. The dove was almost within reach, and Max and gone as high as he could. The horse plugged downward as Pascal lingered a moment in the sky, straining to grab the ring from the dove. But he couldn't get it. In desperation, the chameleon shot out his tongue. Max was still in the air when Pascal caught up to him, holding the second wedding ring. The two friends crashed through the roof of a tar factory, covered in tar but holding the rings. They raced back to the wedding. At the great hall, the ceremony was nearly over. As Rapunzel and Flynn stood at the altar, a murmur went through the crowd. Where were the ring bearers? Suddenly, there was a clatter of hoofs. Max and Pascal burst into the hall, proudly carrying the wedding rings. The friends were a sticky mess. Rapunzel was shocked at Max and Pascal's appearance, but she smiled when she realized they were just fine, and so were the rings. The ceremony continued, and Rapunzel and Flynn were married at last. It was the perfect wedding day. As they watched the happy couple, Max and Pascal breathed a sigh of relief. Then Max leaned against the cake cart and sent it rolling toward the door. The end. Cinderella's Best Ever Creations by Cherry Gosling, illustrated by Federico Mancuso. Cinderella gets invited to many grand events, but every year her favorite invitation is to the harvest dance at her neighboring village. This year, Cinderella wanted to do something special for the villagers. "I know," she said to her mice friends. "There are 4 little girls in the village. I'm going to make them each a new dress." "That's a great idea," squeaked Jack. "Those little girls feel so special," Gus clapped. So Cinderella set to work creating the first beautiful little dress. First, she laid out the fabric. Next, she cut out the patterns Then she sewed together all of the pieces. Finally, the first dress was done. She set off to make the other three. On the day of the celebration, Cinderella filled the carriage with her 4 new creations. The mice hopped in too. As they reached the village, the girls ran out to greet them. "Here they come!" squeaked Gus. "But wait, wait!" shouted Jack. "There are 5 of them. There must be a new family in the village," said Cinderella. "What are we going to do?" Cinderella stepped down from her carriage. "To thank you all for inviting me, I wanted to surprise you with new dresses," she said. "But I'm afraid I've only made 4. Don't worry, though. I have an idea for how to make a 5th. "What if we all shared a part of our new dress?" asked the eldest girl. "Then maybe you have enough clothes to make our friend a dress too." "My thought exactly," said Cinderella. "Would you all like to help?" The girls didn't waste a moment. They carried their dresses to a nearby table and laid them down gently. Snip, 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 snip went the scissors as Cinderella carefully cut off some ruffles. Swish swash rustled the cloth as Jack, Gus, and the girls scattered it all up. As Cinderella started assembling the new dress, the girls found more ways to share. "You can use some purple bows from my dress for decoration," said one of the girls. "Here's some blue fabric from mine," added another. "Here's my yellow fabric," added another. "And here's some of my pink fabric," added yet another. "Tweet, tweet, tweet," sang the birds as they helped Cinderella sew together the bows and the fabric. When Cinderella was finished, she gave each of the 5 girls a new dress. "Thank you!" they shouted. "My thanks to you all," said Cinderella. "With your help, these dresses have become some of my best ever creations." "Let's celebrate!" squeaked Jack. "This way," said the eldest girl, taking Cinderella by the hand. "Yup, yup," giggled Gus. "Let's dance." The end. Frozen. When Princess Elsa and Princess Anna of Arendelle were little girls, they were the best of friends. Anna was one of the only people who knew Elsa's secret. Elsa had the power to make snow and ice with just her hands. One night, Elsa filled an empty ballroom with snow. The sisters played together, building a snowman, sledding, and ice skating. But as they played, Elsa lost control. She accidentally hit Anna with a blast of icy magic. Anna was badly hurt. So her parents went to the ancient mountain trolls for help. There, a wise old troll told them that Anna could be saved. She was lucky to have been hit in the head, not the heart. Even though Anna got better, her parents worried that people would fear Elsa's power. To keep her gift a secret, they surrounded the castle with walls and never let anyone inside. But Whenever Elsa had strong feelings, the magic still spilled out. Elsa didn't want to hurt her sister again, so she never played with Anna. That made Anna very lonely. Even after their parents were locked in a storm at sea, the sisters didn't spend any time together. Years later, it was time for Elsa to become Queen of Arendelle. For just that day, the castle gates were opened. Hundreds of people attended the crowning ceremony. Elsa worked hard to hide her feelings and her powers. Anna loved meeting all the new people. I wish it could be like this all the time. Me too. At the coronation party, Anna danced with handsome Prince Hans from the Southern Isles. He made her heart flutter. It seemed like they had everything in common. Because the gates were just opened for one day, Hans and Anna knew this was their only chance to be together. Can I say something crazy? Will you marry me? Yes! Anna and Hans asked Elsa for her blessing, but Elsa thought their engagement was a bad idea. You can't marry a man you just met. My answer is no. Anna couldn't believe it. Why do you shut me out? What are you so afraid of? Elsa started to lose control. Enough! As she shouted, I shot from her hands. Everyone stared at Elsa in shock. Now all of Arendelle knew Elsa's secret. Elsa panicked and fled for the mountains. Anna felt horrible. Elsa's out-of-control powers had created a terrible winter storm in the middle of summer. I'll bring her back, and I'll make this right. She left Hans in charge of the kingdom and raced after Elsa on her horse. But as Anna rode through the fierce wind, her horse threw her into the snow and ran off back to Arendelle. Luckily, Anna met an ice harvester named Christoph and his reindeer friend Sven. She asked them for help. I know how to stop this winter. Together, they set off to look for Elsa. As they climbed the mountain, Anna and Christoph discovered a beautiful winter wonderland. There, they met an enchanted snowman named Olaf. Anna thought he looked similar. Olaf, did Elsa build you? Olaf smiled. Yeah, why? Do you know where she is? Yeah, why? Christoph got to the point. We need Elsa to bring back summer. Olaf was eager to help them. Come on! Meanwhile, Hans was hard at work helping the people of Arendelle. But when Anna's horse came back to the castle without her, Hans knew he couldn't stay. Princess Anna is in trouble. Hans turned to the crowd. I need volunteers to go with me to find her. Soon Hans and some soldiers set out in search of Anna and Elsa. Back on the mountain, Olaf led Anna and Christoph to a giant ice palace that Elsa had created with her powers. Even Christoph was impressed. Now that's ice. Inside, Anna told Elsa about the terrible storm in Arendelle. It's okay. You can just increase it. Elsa looked worried. I don't know how. That's not good. Elsa was afraid that if she went back, she would just make the storm worse. Arendelle and Anna might be better off without her. What am I going to do? Anna tried over and over to convince her to come home. But Elsa was too scared that she would hurt more people. As Elsa argued with her sister, an icy wave of magic burst from her body and struck Anna in the chest. Anna! Anna stood up and looked at Elsa. No, I'm not leaving without you, Elsa. Yes, you are. Elsa knew what she had to do. Elsa used her magic to create a huge snowman. He chased the friends out of the palace and toward a tall cliff. Krista pulled out a rope to help them climb down. What if we fall? There's 20 feet of fresh powder down there. It will be like landing on a pillow. Hopefully. They leaped over the edge and landed safely on the fluffy snow below. They had escaped from the snowman, and Anna had other things to worry about. Anna's hair was turning snowy white. It's because she struck you, isn't it? Krista brought Anna to the trolls, hoping they could help. One troll told them that Elsa's icy magic had struck Anna's heart. If the magic was not reversed, Anna would soon be frozen solid. Only an act of true love could thaw a frozen heart. Anna knew she loved Hans. Maybe a kiss from him would be work. After friends hurried toward Arendelle, Anna began to shiver. Krista was especially worried about her. He was starting to care for Hannah. At that moment, Hans and the soldiers arrived at the ice palace and attacked Elsa. As she defeated herself, Elsa trapped one of her attackers behind icy spikes. Hans cried out to her, Queen Elsa, don't be the monster they think you are. Elsa paused, but in her moment of doubt, she was knocked out. The attackers brought her back to Arendelle and threw her in the dungeon. When Anna arrived in Arendelle, she said goodbye to Kristoff and Olaf. Then she raced to see Hans. As soon as they were alone, Anna asked Hans to save her with a kiss, but Hans refused. Anna realized that he had only pretended to love her. He wanted to take over Randall by getting rid of Anna and Elsa. All that's left now is to kill Elsa and bring back summer. Hans left Anna alone and shivering. Luckily, Olaf found her and helped her warm up the fire. But Anna was still getting weaker and weaker. As Anna told him about Hans' evil plan, Olaf glanced out the window and saw Kristoff racing toward the castle. He realized that Kristoff loved Anna. There's an act of true love right there. It was Kristoff and Anna needed to kiss. With the last of her strength, Anna struggled outside. Meanwhile, Elsa had escaped from the dungeon, but Hans was close behind her. Elsa, you can't run from this, Hans told. Elsa, up about her magic blast to Anna's heart. I tried to save her, but it was too late. Elsa collapsed in the snow and closed her eyes. Everything she had done to protect her sister had failed, and it was all her fault. Nearby, Anna was hurrying toward Kristoff when she heard the clank of Hans' sword. She turned and saw her sister. Elsa was in danger. Instead of saving herself and running to Kristoff, Anna leaped in front of her sister. No! As Hans swung his sword, it shattered against Anna's frozen body. She had turned to solid ice. Elsa clutched her sister. Oh, Anna, no, please, no! Suddenly, Anna began to thaw. Her arms, warm again, reached around Elsa, and the two sisters hugged. As Elsa watched them, he remembered what the wise old troll had said. An act of true love will thaw a frozen heart. Anna's love for Elsa had saved both of them and the kingdom. Soon the two sisters were best friends again, and summer had returned to Arendelle. Elsa even made Olaf a little snow cloud to keep him from melting. One day Elsa had a surprise for Anna. The castle gates were wide open. We are never closing them again. The sisters smiled at each other. That everything was the way it was supposed to be. The end. Why a daughter needs a dad. Gregory E. Lang. Pictures by Sydney Hansen. From the first time I held you, so perfect and new, I promised to do everything that I could do to help you become your most wonderful you, my darling, my daughter, my girl. No one starts out knowing all there is to know. We all make mistakes as we struggle to grow. What matters is trying to learn as you go. Beside you, I'll guide you, my girl. Artistic, athletic, determined and smart, honest and brave, with a kind, loving heart. It's what's inside that matters and sets you apart. Be true to yourself, precious girl. I'll urge you to give taking first steps a try. You'll climb on the school bus and I'll wave goodbye. I'll let go for your two-wheeler and watch you fly. But I'll always be right here for you. When mind-spinning questions keep you up at night, I'll answer them all and then tuck you in tight. I'll make certain you know everything is all right. Sleep soundly, dream sweetly, my girl. You can go off and play after school with a friend or visit your grandparents for the weekend. or wander the wide world from end to far end, home will always be waiting for you. I'll help you be honest in all that you do, for being untruthful will catch up with you. No one wants friends they can't trust to be true. So, be strong and upstanding, my girl. When your friend scores a goal and you just do okay, or someone else gets the lead role in the play, I'll help you remember that you'll have your day to come out on top, my sweet girl. Remember that anything you choose to do will have an effect on the world around you. Before you take action, please think your way through and make thoughtful decisions, my girl. There are times when a girl needs her dad's warm embrace, a shoulder to cry on, a judgment-free space, someone who can put the smile on your face. I'll always be here for my girl. The world is a mix, ever-changing and new, of people who look and act different from you, who may not believe the same things that you do, but be open to difference, my girl. You'll master some skills, solve some problems with ease, but others may wrestle you down to your knees. I'll help you to try till you gain expertise. Keep at it. You'll get it, my girl. Look out for people and animals too, younger or smaller or weaker than you. Be one who helps someone they can turn to, my kind and responsible girl. Although, as you grow, you'll have fun things to do, school days and friendships, activities too. Make time for your family, the ones you love, you. Family first and forever, sweet girl. I'll cheer your accomplishments, little and great. Share all the proud moments you earn and create. Be glad for your triumphs and joys. Celebrate. And hope life's full of wonder for you. I love you for all that you are and will be, for everything good you have given to me. You make me the father I hoped I would be. My darling, my daughter, my world. The end. Caterpillars can't fly, Written by Tiffany Tate. Illustrated by Julie Murray. Early one bright spring morning, Camia, the caterpillar, Lamia, the ladybug, and Daisy, the dragonfly, all played hide and seek underneath a magnolia tree. Camia looked up, and who did she see? 3 bothersome bluebirds flying and laughing at her. Ha ha ha! All of your friends are flying, but caterpillars can't fly, chuckled the bluebirds. Did Camia cry? No way! She slowly crawled up the magnolia tree, closed her eyes, and counted to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The next morning, Camia, Lamia, and Daisy played hide and seek underneath the magnolia tree. Camia looked up, and who did she see? When she opened her eyes, Lamia and Daisy were smiling at her. Don't worry, Camia. We know you can fly. Don't give up. You have to try. Those same persistent bluebirds flying and laughing at her. Ha ha ha! All of your friends are flying, but caterpillars can't fly. The bluebirds sung. The Camia cry? No way! She continued to crawl up the magnolia tree, closed her eyes, counted to 10, and dreamed of herself flying. Then she ate some sweet honey. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The next morning, Camia, Lamia, and Daisy played hide and seek underneath the magnolia tree. Camia looked up, and who did she see? Don't worry, Camia. We know you can fly. Don't give up. You have to try, Daisy and Lamia said. Those same determined bluebirds flying and laughing at her. Ha ha ha! All your friends are flying, but caterpillars can fly, chirped the bluebirds. Did Camia cry? No way! She crawled up the magnolia tree, closed her eyes, counted to 10, and dreamed of herself flying. Then she ate more of the sweet honey and drank a lot of water. The next morning, Camia, Lamia, and Daisy played hide and seek underneath the magnolia tree. Camia looked up, and who did she see? Don't worry, Camia. We know you can fly. Don't give up. You have to try, Daisy and Lamia said. Did Camia cry? No way. Glowing inside, she continued to crawl up the magnolia tree, closed her eyes, counted to 10, and dreamed of herself flying. Then she ate even more sweet honey, drank a lot of water, and built a chrysalis. Those same intimidating blue birds flying and laughing at her. Ha ha ha! All of your friends are flying, but caterpillars can't fly, teased the bluebirds. Lamia and Desi were enthusiastic. They both knew it was time for Camia to transform. They checked on the chrysalis faithfully for 3 weeks. Then early one afternoon, Camia created a hole in her chrysalis and slowly fluttered out. Camia revealed her remarkable new butterfly wings, and she soared proudly around the magnolia tree. Lamia and Desi shouted, "Camia, you did it! We always knew that you could fly. We are so elated that you didn't give up." Those same 3 bothersome bluebirds flying and looking for her. She smiled at the bluebirds and spoke. Hey, look, it's me, Camia." Camia looked up, and who did she see? Caterpillars can fly! Caterpillars can fly! Caterpillars can fly! Camia cheered excitedly, and then she flew higher than the bluebirds. The beginning.
Thank you for reading with me. If you like my story, please subscribe, share, and like. Thank you.